Hi guys, Erin Lemonjack. I am so excited to come to you guys today because we are really going to dive in to your roadmap for 2018. How many of you actually conduct a review of your business in your life at the end of the year? I do. I have been sitting down today and I've been doing a gratitude practice of really looking at what I was able to create, how I was able to create it, what were some of the things that I wanted in the year. So I usually have what I call a God box or a divine purpose box. So let me show you what I'm talking about. This is my box. Inside this box, I put in things I want all year long. $50,000 from Speaker Success Summit. Completed. TEDx events 3 or more. Got it. Staying in this house till summer. That actually came to fruition where we were living. It was May, so I guess it is summer. I wanted that for last year. But I have a box, and so when I want to delegate something. So here's the thing about divine guidance, right? We all think we know how to go out and make things happen. I know I'm great at it. I know I can say, okay, I need this, so here's what I'm gonna do in order to make it and get it done. And what I noticed is, thanks Dev, is that I need to be able to also delegate that to the universe, to God, whatever your divine source is. There doesn't matter the name of the title. But what ended up happening for me at the beginning of 2017 is I realized that I didn't trust. I didn't trust me. I didn't trust the universe. I didn't trust God. I didn't trust anything. Because what I realized, hey love, is that when my father passed away when I was 10, I made that about me. I made that the bad things happen to bad people, and so this meant something about me. And so it was my job to go out there and prove my worthiness. And if I fixed enough people and helped enough people, I would be worthy. And what I also realized is that even though I practiced beingness and meditation and delegation, what I would do is I would set a goal and I was like, okay, please help me with this, but I'm going to go over here and work on plan B. In case you don't deliver it, I got to go make it happen over here. And what I realized is I wasn't really delegating. I wasn't giving it over. And so what I started to have was the God box. And so I put down my request and I put it in there. Now, some people will pull it out and burn it and get rid of it. But I know for me, if I open that box back up, I've not opened that since today. If I open it up and look at the things and see if it hasn't happened yet or all these things, I'm going to start making a plan to make them happen. Because I know I can trust that I can go and get it done. But I don't trust that it's being handled and given to me the way that it's supposed to be handled. Right? And I might want it in a blue box with a white ribbon, but it might be delivered in a brown box with a pink ribbon. But am I going to not receive that just because it didn't come the way I wanted it to? But that's what we do, right? We expect it, but then we expect it to look on what we want it to look like, not what it's meant to look like. And so I really wanted to share that with you, share how I do my review. And I also looked at the money I spent this year. I looked at all of the coaching and investments and the things that I put in to better me so that I could be better for you. I was looking at all of it. I looked at everything I was able to achieve. I even made a long list. Let me see if I can pull it up. I started making a list of the amazing things that happened this year. The beginning of the year, I healed my trust issues. I went to see Roger Love and Chalene Johnson, got to speak on the world's greatest speaking stage. I had both my Speaker Success Summits that were successful in April and October. I had my highest paid event ever. I got to be with my soul family. I'm taking my kids on a trip to California this weekend, and we're going to 4 parks, and I get to go see my grandma who has never met my daughter yet, so she gets to meet my daughter and my son, and I get to spend time in San Diego with my soul family. which I'm super excited about. Vacations. I really want you to look back at 2017 and really see, what did you create? And was it the things that you really wanted at the beginning of 2017? So I really wanted, hi Jen, yeah, but you're up north. You're not down south. I'm being LA and being San Diego. But I wanted to really do a review every year, because I want to see, is the money that I'm spending on myself and in my business, is that been a payout? Has it really got me what I needed? And when I look at it, I'm like, oh my gosh, how much more it's given me. And so it's really important to look at all of those things. But what I really want you to do is, I want you guys to post below. If you have your 2018 plan from point A, which is January 1 to December 2018 planned out, put a number 1 in the box below. If you don't, put a number 2. Because I really want to see how many of you actually do this kind of stuff. And I'm going to show you how I mind map out for all of my clients, how I mind map out for everything I do, so that you really have a foundation of, okay, as opportunities come this year, do I do that opportunity? How do you know if you should be doing that opportunity? How would you know if it's actually getting you to your end goal? Do you have an end goal? Do you even know what that is? Do you have things you want to launch in the future that you don't have the capacity to do right now? But if you don't have a map, if you don't have a roadmap, it really is important to be able to look at and say, okay, this opportunity that just came to me is getting me to that. When I asked for 3 TEDx events this year, that was the beginning of the year. And I did TEDx Bellevue, I supported TEDx Seattle, I supported clients in 4 different TEDx's, and I just got asked to be in a part of another TEDx that's happening this next year. They're in the planning part right now. So it really did happen for me. I just had to ask for what I wanted and then expect it to show up however it was. Now, I wasn't clear enough on there as well. If I wanted to say I was getting paid by the TEDx organizers to be the speaking coach, that kind of thing. But that's the other thing about when you map this out. I want you to get specific, and I want you to really know what the end result is for you. If it's about just getting the TEDx organizing and getting the contracts for that, that's awesome. And it adds to my credibility. So that was a great thing. I can see the bonus in that. But I really want you to think about, how clear are you on your goals and the roadmap to them? So many of us will make a roadmap, but we won't know what to start with or where to go. Or we might have a new idea, and then that distracts us from what we were doing. How many have that? If that's you, say, that's me. If you have that, it's also because you might not have your roadmap mapped out. And so I'm going to show you today how I map out exactly those things. So looking at 2018 for me, and I haven't done this part yet, so I figured I'd do it with you guys. So if I look at that, I put me in the middle. ELJ. This is me. This is my company. Still the stuff in the middle. It kind of looks funny right now. But what I started doing is thinking about all of the things, and this is a great way to also map out your, let me put my water up here so it doesn't fall. Map out your income streams. So if you don't have multiple streams of income, you need to get one of these, and we need to start working on it. Because I have at least 6 ways that I get paid. There's probably more. Maybe it's 8. Well, I think we'll figure it out as we go. But I want you to have multiple streams of income. How many people want multiple streams of income? Okay, you can barely see. Let me pull it forward. Let's see if I can do this. Whoop, whoop. I'm trying to post it big too. Let me move. See how I can do this? Because you're on my chair here. You're a little crooked, but that's okay. Whatever. All right. Can you see better now, Jen? All right, hold on. Okay. So if I'm looking at all of the things, all the income streams I have, right? I have courses, and so I would write Red Dot Secret, Transformational Speakers Academy, Go Live. I think those are my online courses. Then if I look at events, I look at April Speaker Success Summit, October Speaker Success Summit, and then if I look at my speaking, this is kind of hard doing this with you right there so you can see it. Okay, my speaking engagements, and then I usually go January, February. This is harder when I do this opposite. Usually I have this on the other side of my body. But you can get an idea of how that goes. So in January, I know I'm speaking in San Diego at the Ultimate Stage Experience. And then I'm speaking on the 16th for a friend of mine here in Seattle. And then I'm speaking on the 23rd here in Seattle. So I would write these things out so that I have this mapped out of the things that I'm going to be doing. And then I can come up with goals. So at the San Diego event, there's going to be a lot of speakers there and a lot of people who really want to be speaking. So I have an opportunity to give a free gift as a download for all of the attendees as well who show up. So I'm thinking one of the most lucrative things that people really want this year for 2018 is my Red Dot Secret, which is all about TEDx. So, and this is normally $697. This is $697. This is $197. And then my events is either $397 or $697 to attend. So what I like to do is I like to put things together. So if people buy this, one of these two online courses, they get free tickets to my event. And then what we do is we give them the $397, we give them a free ticket, a general admission ticket. But along in my marketing, I'm going to be telling them that they could up level to the VIP. Now my VIP experience, you get to have some deeper coaching at lunchtime. You get to have 2 minutes on my stage and get personal feedback from a speaking panel of experts. You get the copy of the video of you actually doing the talk, so you can actually see yourself what you did, how you delivered it, especially after I teach the first day about some of those things, so you can really get on stage and feel like you're going to do really well. And then you'll have feedback forms that you'll get back as well, so that you actually can see, okay, here's what I did, here's how I performed it, here's what the feedback panel said, and here's what the audience said. That way you really get a full-rounded experience of, is your talk worth telling? Did people feel like they could connect with you? And this is really funny because now I have this dark thing on my face. Whoop, whoop. All right, Jen, I'm going to have to stand over here. But I really want people to have that full experience. I got to do that on the World's Greatest Speaking Training stage this year, which was awesome. So I got feedback from Brendan Burchard, Bo Easton, and Roger Love. If you didn't get to go see that, it's 3 minutes. I threw my script away and just went for it and did something I totally never did before. And I really got some great feedback. So if you haven't gotten feedback on your own talk, in your own storytelling, and your presence on stage, you should come to the Speaker Success Summit and upgrade to the VIP. Okay, so as I know that in San Diego I'll be able to give away something, I am going to be able to give away how to know if your idea is worth sharing. So it's a free download that I have. It goes into, okay, really talking about what's in it for the audience, how to really craft that part of a talk, how to vet that for yourself, and know that if this is the talk you want to give, are people going to respond to it? Would TEDx pick it up? It'll also have the webinar that I just posted, the red.secret.com. That will be given away there too. So I know that on this, my focus, even when I'm speaking, I'm going to be seeding the red.secret. I'm going to be seeding that I'm a TEDx speaking coach. So you have to think about not just going and speaking, right? But really going and providing value and realizing, okay, what's the end goal for me? What do I want out of this? And so when I'm going to speak on the 26th here and the 23rd here in Seattle, I'd really like to sell tickets to my event. But I could also offer, if I'm able to do an offer here, so I could invite them to participate in either one of these courses and get the event ticket for free. So when you look at these things, I want you to always think end goal. If I do a speaking engagement, what am I gifting? What is it for? Am I gaining more Am I getting you more email followers? Am I selling a course? Can I offer something? Can I not offer something? How do you seed when you can't offer something? All of those things are important. And so I always think and map those things out. So and let me just do that real quick, because I think that's something that I teach a lot in speaking, but here, I'm just going to do it with you. Let me pull one out again. Whoop, whoop. I love this impromptu. I'm so extemporaneously teaching. If you don't know how to extemporaneously talk, you should be doing Facebook Lives like this and practice. I was just reviewing how many people watched my videos last year, and I guess there's nothing for this. I looked at it, and I actually had over 20,000 views on my videos last year from just doing Facebook Live. Could you imagine the impact you would get to make if you could speak to 20,000 from your own home? I mean, right now I'm in a t-shirt, jeans, and socks in my office, and I am coming to you and giving you value and hopefully making a difference in your business, in your life, and giving you some tactical things you can put into place. And that makes me feel excited and happy. But knowing that I positively affected over 20,000 people last year, that's huge. That's more than all the stages I got on last year. I think I spoke in front of like maybe 5,000. If I added up all the places I spoke, maybe. That might be overdoing it. But either way, knowing that you can either go and travel and talk, or pull out a Facebook Live from your home. You could be in your slippers if you wanted, and do a live training for people and make a difference for people. That's huge. 20,000? That's a lot. We could do a lot in the world if 20,000 people actually started implementing these kinds of things in their life. It'd be awesome. Okay, so if I was going to go do a talk, let's just map this out. And this is for anybody that has a business. You could talk about anything you want. But I really love working with people who are actually making a difference, using their stories, using what they've gone through, using their mess. I say your mess ends up being your message, and then you can monetize it, right? So, and then you can make a big impact in the world. So if I was to do a talk, let's say the San Diego Day talk, the things I have 20 minutes, and I'm not allowed to offer from stage. Okay, so this is going to give you a really great idea. This is also how I would map out a TEDx, because TEDx is about 18 minutes and less. So what I would do is say, okay, the most important things I want to share in this talk is that you are an expert. Share your knowledge. Okay, so I'm going to map out the things I want to talk about first. So here's the next one would be your mess becomes your message. And then I'm going to talk about how we should be monetizing our message, because you can't be a lighthouse to the world if you can't keep your lights on. I think that's important, because a lot of people who do really great work and have come through this, usually we want to give back to the people that are still in this, right? So if you're not making enough money doing what you're doing, then these people are still struggling. And if you're not doing this, if you're not getting your message out, then these people are still struggling, right? So you want to help them. So those were my points, right? Then I'm going to think about my story of my first speaking and engagement, Dad's funeral, connecting the dots backwards, realizing that I've been being trained for this my whole life. So in my 3 minutes I shared on stage at the World's Greatest Speaking Training, what I was realizing when I was starting to look at some of my stories, I really wanted to share the story of my dad's funeral, because I spoke at it and I supported my aunt through it. And what I realized is, like, I didn't grow up to be a speaking coach and to be, helping people grow their business around their message. That wasn't what I wanted to grow up to be, right? And so sometimes we look at that and we're like, well, I'm not an expert. I didn't go to college for that. I didn't study for that. I didn't do whatever. And now, of course, this has been years later. I've, hired the top vocal coach. I've partnered with him. I'm working with Bo Eason this summer. I've already, studied under, at least 6 mentors in the speaking industry. So it's really like I'm getting my education and I have so much more to offer. But at the time I was like, but I'm not an expert at this. I didn't go to school for this. This isn't what I dreamed of being. But when I look at connecting the dots backwards in my life, I was dancing on stage when I was 2. My first speaking engagement was when my father passed away. And then I supported my aunt through it. I have been on stages and had a voice for others. My sister having disabilities as a kid, I learned to use my voice to get her what she needed and to stand up to bullies and people who were not very nice to her and other people, other kids that didn't have a voice to stand up for themselves. I was always the biggest boisterous person to take a stand for them. And so now connecting the dots backwards, I can look at all these things in my life and realize it was training me for this. But I think what we do is we just discount ourselves. We discount our experiences and we don't realize that this is actually what makes us more of an expert than studying. That's why doctors have internships and they have to actually do the work. As a therapist, going to school to have my master's in marriage and family therapy, I had to do clinicals. I had to work with people and I had to see. And that was really actually when I realized I didn't want to be a therapist. And so you have to get in it. You got to get your hands dirty. You got to start working through it so you can see if that's what you really want to do. So that's actually more experience than someone just reading a book and saying, okay, I've read all the books. I've read the DSM. I'm a therapist. I can diagnose people and I can help people. That's not the case, right? You actually have to have experiential knowledge and do the work to be the expert. So you actually have more expertiseism than you think. All right? So then if I said your mess becomes your message is looking at trauma, struggle as a gift, right? It's not easy to say that my father's funeral was the worst day of my life, but it turned out to be a pinnacle moment where I realized I was being created for greatness, right? And it's only by healing that stuff that you can actually see it as a gift. And if you haven't gotten past that yet, don't share it from stage. I know we all want to be vulnerable, and I know that, having true emotions about stuff can be very powerful, but it also can be very detrimental to your credibility. If you haven't gone through the positive part, you have the struggle, you go dark into the, what am I going to do? I don't know. Then you come up with all the solutions and come out of that. Then you can tell the story, but only the story that you're not still painfully connected to, that drops you to your knees and you can't get through it. Because it's very selfish to share a story. Let's say my dog died. I don't even have a dog, but let's say my dog died today. And if I was to come on here and want to teach you about this, but then I was like, but my dog, and I haven't seen the positive side yet, and I can't share that I've learned a lesson through it and seen the gift, it's not quite time for me to share, because all I would do is put you into the sad pity place of like, oh, I feel so sorry for her dog died. And I have no problem you sharing your emotions. I think it's important for us to be real and share when we're going through stuff, because on Facebook and all this stuff, it looks all pretty from the outside, but we got to understand that there's a struggle. And I always share transparently that I have my own struggles, especially with my personal clients. When they're like, oh, I'm going through this, I'm like, that's funny, so am I, but in a different way. Like, I'm just a couple steps ahead of you. I have those same feelings sometimes. So make sure you've gone through that trauma and see it as a gift before you share it. But if I was to talk about that, and then I was talking about all the ways, all these things, right, that you can monetize your speaking, right? You just say, here's all the things you can do. Here are the ways you can do that and make a difference with your message, right? And then if I was to seed this in front of the room, all I would have to say is, in these stories, is that I help speakers take stage. I help them, you could say one-on-one, or groups, whatever. If you're, this is where you go into the selling thing. If I'm saying I help them one-on-one, if I'm going to take on more, hi Billy, take on more one-on-one clients, then I could seed that. If I say, oh, I help speakers take the stage, I could then say the red dot secret, right? My TEDx clients hire me to help them take stage from idea to ovation. And then if I'm just seeding, and that's quick, easy, and it's just a statement, and you just move on. You're not selling anything, talking about it. But then people go, ooh, she helps TEDx speakers, right? Then if I say, when I work with people one-on-one or in groups, or when people come to my Speaker Success Summit, which will be April and October of this year, I help people do all of these things, and it's so amazing. And I just feel like I am fulfilling my vision. And you tell them the vision of you. What is your vision? My vision is I love to help speakers get their message out. I like to help everyone, not even just speakers. Let's just pull this back. I want to help people who have gone through stuff, who really want to make a difference and an impact on the world. And so by me helping you and being your coach through that, I help you discover the stories that you can share to illustrate what you've gone through and the solutions you've created in order to make an impact on this world, and how you can help others go through the same things you've gone through, right? So I talk about that. And so what I would say is my vision is I help people really dig deep, find the stories that are really going to illustrate that for others, are going to light up and deeply connect with the audience and get them to say, oh yeah, that's me. That's me too. I've been there, done that. And because of that, they're going to say, oh, she gets me. He's my guy. He's my coach. He's the person I've been seeking. Even if I can't even if I can't sell here, if I tell them that and I say, if I make people like you really good money sharing your story and sharing your message, you can give back. You start charities and causes and nonprofits, and you do big things. And that's the kind of ripple effect I want to have on the world. Every speaker I help get out there, let's just say in my room of 100 people at my Speaker Success Summit, I was thinking about it. If just each one of them spoke to 1,000 people in their lifetime, that's 1 million people that I could help. And it's not my message. And it's not me personally standing on stage. It's your message and your stories. But that's what I love. I love that I get to make a ripple effect because I want to heal the world. I want to change the world. But I can't do that alone. So my vision is to enroll all of you to do the same thing so that we really truly can heal the world and transform it, right? So if I was to do a talk, this is how I would map it out. And I would say at the very end, I would also say, because all of the attendees in here are going to be getting a little flash drive, you'll be able to access my, what is it called? What did I make that? Is your idea worth sharing? It's just a PDF that people can walk through a framework of, is your idea worth sharing? And so you'll be able to you'll be gifted that. I also will have a webinar on there that will go through how to find TEDx speaking opportunities, how to apply, and what are they looking for, how to really stand out in your submissions, right? So if you check out your little flash drive, you'll have everything you need. Thanks so much for being here today, blah, 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 right? So now I just did a whole 20-minute talk. People are going to have access to this. On my webinar, I can have the call to action to purchase this, right? So I gifted this, but truly they're also going to be like, well, man, if this is what she's given for free, what does she have for sale? And then when they go here, they also get to see all the other things that I have, right? So I want you to start thinking about that. Think long term. Think, these two, I'm really going to seed the Speaker Success Summit, and I might offer these two as an option, right? Thanks, Lisa. Love you, honey. But yes, I think that's really important, right? So then let's map out what else I have coming up for 2017. So then, or 2018, I will be back with TEDx again and being the speaking coach for at least one that I know of so far, but I'd like to do, so this is where I go, Bellevue College, Sammamish, or the YCA, right? But then, and maybe I don't know what the other one is, right? Maybe I don't know yet, but I want you to start mapping these things out. Like, okay, where else? If I have a goal of 4, then I need to put 4 bubbles up there, right? So if I have TEDx courses, event speaking, okay, then one-on-one coaching, And then my group coaching, right? Let's see, how else do I, and then I have affiliates. Affiliates and partnerships. So that's another way that I make money. I'm writing my book this year, so hopefully book, or you could make products, let's say up here. Now, I always teach this, and let me grab it so I can just show it to you. Okay, so finding products that align with your brand. So Shalene Johnson taught me this, and I've actually made, let's see, if I bought 50 of them and I sold them all, at least $400 by doing this. So I teach my Go Live course, right? And this is a ring light. I don't even have it on right now because you can see the battery's dead. I need to get batteries. I just didn't want to walk upstairs. But you put it on your phone, and you turn it on, and it brightens up your face, and it really helps. I would say it's like Botox in a bulb, right? So everywhere I go, I take these with me. It's a great opportunity for people to come to my table. Thanks, Lisa. To my table, they see this on my phone, they're like, tell me, what is this? I'm like, oh, let me show you. And then everyone starts gathering around, right? Now they're also like, well, what else did you have to offer? I'm like, well, I'm also offering my course, or I'm also offering tickets to my speaker summit, whatever that is, or books, even if they're not your books, right? I partnered with Brendan to, I bought 50 of his books, his high performance habits. So I've been able to gift them. I've been able to sell them if I want. Any of those things, right? So if I had books and I had products, anything like this, I buy online for $4 from China. I love this. And I literally turn around and sell it for 20. And there's a lot of times, like even in my Speaker Success Summit, I was telling people about finding products that align with their brand and saying, hey, this is something you can do. You can find something like this and sell it. And they're like, what is it? And so I started telling them, and I said, I only have 3 left because everyone bought them. And people were literally pulling out $20. And I literally just handed them out. They weren't even in a box. They weren't in anything. They just wanted them because they saw me talking about them. You could buy it right then. Now, if you go on Amazon right now, you could buy this for $20 or $25, maybe even less. But the thing is, having it in front of you, if someone's telling you to buy something and you write it down, how many times do you go home and actually go and look it up? We don't. So having it available for people right then and there, they buy it. I had a guy, so I was speaking in Tucson this year, and during my workshop, I'm sharing this whole thing again. And he goes, well, here's $20. What is it? He bought it and had no idea what to even do with it. But that's the thing. I could have said, well, let me tell you about it. He didn't want to know. He just wanted to buy it. Stop giving them all the benefits and all of the sales talk. If somebody wants it, just give it. Like, here, give me the $20, right? Tell them afterwards what the benefits are. Stop talking yourself out of sales. So when you have something like this is another form of income that you can bring in. So I have these. I have little lav mics. I made unicorn shirts this year. I'm thinking about bringing on some more items. I just need to go look at some stuff. I'm thinking about, branding some journals maybe, things like that. So these are all the things that you can think of that you can make money doing. Now, let's say even right now, thinking about products, right? So let's say I want to come up with t-shirts, okay? Even if this comes to me, like right now, let's just say it just came to me right now. T-shirts, awesome, put it up there. Now, when I'm looking at this, and it looks kind of chaotic because I'm kind of explaining as I go. Now, should I sell those products now or should I wait till later? Or when would it be better to focus on that time? Sometimes it's not quite ready for you to make t-shirts, right? But if you have the idea, oh, there's another way I can make money. Like I know I want a course on courses and how to sell them, right? I've made over $30,000 on Kajabi this year selling courses. So I think I know a little thing about selling courses. So why not teach people how to do that, right? But I got all this other stuff going. I don't have time yet, but I will get to that, right? And maybe I do that as an event. Maybe I start it and I record it there and then I teach it, and I have it, and I can upload it, and then it's done, right? So I want you, as you're thinking about things, like with my group, I could actually do a day-long retreat or a weekend retreat, right? That could be another form of income, but I'm not quite ready for that because I don't have the time right now. And so I want you to start taking everything that's in your head. As we swirl out as entrepreneurs and all the ways and things that we could do, put it down and then come back when it's ready. If you're bored and have nothing in your business right now and you feel stagnant, pick a new one and go with it. But I want you to have a map of what you're doing for 2018. Speaking of items, bought this at Brendan's event, right? So you can find something and sell it and make money. It doesn't have to be you. I think a hard time for a lot of us is that it's hard to put our intellectual property and put a price on it, right? Sometimes it's not duplicatable. Sometimes it's outside of a framework. Like I can say, here are the things I can teach. But when someone says, hey, I'm really struggling because I have this mindset that anytime I go into a meeting, I'm not worthy. And I'm like, okay, let's talk about that. That's something I work through. I do breakthrough coaching work, but I don't sell that. It's just a part of when I work with people, I do that. I do it from stage. I do it in my groups. I do it one-on-one. And so it really, truly can be this, like, here's the framework that I normally sell, but sometimes it's other things that I'm doing in there that provide value, right? And so sometimes it feels hard to find the ways that is ROI. Now, return on investment. So what I like to do is this. I'm wondering if I can I'm just going through some papers here. I wasn't even going to do all this, but since I'm just adding value, let's just do it. Because these are some of the top things that I work through with my clients and do VIP days with, which we can talk about. But when I sit down with a client, first and foremost, I say, okay, here's point A, and here's your point B, right? And they want this, but we all know it's going to go like this, right? But if I can tell you, when we do this, I'm like, okay, how much are you making right now? So let's say you're making $3,000, and by 2000, by the end, and this is a month, and say by the end of 2018, you want to make $10K a month, all right? When I sit down with people, I say, great. So here's how we want to get there. So let's talk about some of the ways that you can immediately do that. Now, I didn't really want to write a book. And books aren't really going to make me a lot of money. That's not going to get me from $3,000 to $10,000. But if I say, okay, what if I do another event? Or what if I start a group coaching program? For you that have not leveraged your time more and are still doing one-on-one work, have you started a group coaching program? You can have more people, less time of your own time, and it's a really good way of leveraging, expanding your business from one-to-one to groups, so people have an opportunity for either one, right? So if I was saying, okay, say this person is a coach and they do one-on-ones and they have 5 clients, let's just make this up, right? And they want to leverage and have more money. If they were to have to do from $3,000 to $10,000, they're going to have to more than double how many clients they're seeing. So let's just say they'd have to get 13 clients. And I'm not doing the math. I'm just guessing here, okay? But if you have to get 13 clients, how taxing is that on your time? And if you're giving one-hour sessions, that's 13 hours a week. So that's a part-time job. If that's what you want to do, great. But what I'd like to do is make it up here and say group and charge, I don't know, $600 a month. And maybe put some of these clients up here, right? So then you can say, I have 20 clients up there, and I can stay with my 5, and now I've made my 10 grand. So I really love to be able, I like 10,000 a month, me too, buddy. That's why I do this, right? Let's hit 20 grand a month. That's where my next goal is. So, all right, so if you're doing this, then I say, okay, so how are the ways, so you could start doing group work. You could lead a workshop, which I find workshops are money, but also it's marketing. So you can sell into one-on-one, you can sell into the group. So either way, this workshop, you're bringing in some cash, but then you're also signing them up for deeper work with you, right? Maybe you need to take your information and put a framework around it. and put it into a course. That's the easiest way to duplicate your time. Because if you record this once, it's out there forever. You don't have to do it again, right? So why not create a course? And the easiest way to create a course is, okay, in my one-on-one coaching, here's the things I walk people through. Say there's 5 steps. This is your 5-week course, right? It's easy, but we overcomplicate it. So I want you to think, this is how I map things out for people. And some people might not want to do a workshop. Maybe they don't want to speak in front of people, big people, right? A lot of people. Maybe they want to do small, intimate retreats. Maybe they want to just do an online course. Maybe they want to get some affiliates. They could sell some of my stuff. I have an opportunity for people to sign up as an affiliate and sell my stuff. If any of you want that, you can have that as well. Just put a message that you want to sell my stuff. And I'll send you the link. But the thing is, when I sit down with people, this is the kind of thing I do. I just spent 2 hours with somebody yesterday, or 3 hours yesterday with somebody, doing exactly this. We mapped out everything. She's like, I have a podcast. How do I monetize my podcast? That's the only thing she's doing. And I was like, okay, so tell me all your topics. And she's like, well, let me think. And so we worked through 17 topics, just 17 episodes right now without interviews, just what she wants to teach. And then she's going to do a mix of a podcast. So she's going to do half that she's interviewing, half that are just her teaching. So now she has 17. Now she can focus on pulling the microphone out and just doing them. So they're in the can, ready to go, edit them, having them ready. But then she could start reaching out to the people that she really wants to interview. And so then she can have all of these ready to do. That's like 3 months at least. Wait, let's see. 4, 17. That's at least 4 months worth of content. Now I said, now take those top 5 things that you think are the most important, and that's a course. Those 17 could be 17 chapters. You can combine them and make them half of that, so you could have, 8 chapters or something, right? So start thinking about, you have so much to offer people. What's the package you're going to deliver it in? And if people are coming to you online, they're going to want online content. If people are coming to you in person, they're probably going to want person group or one-on-one work. Because the way we like to learn, I love to learn in person. I don't really like to learn online courses. I usually have it playing while I'm doing other things. While I'm running my business, I'm listening to people's courses. But I'm not really fully in it like if I was sitting in an event, right? That's why I go to conferences. Looking at it, I spent $25,000 last year in investing in myself. In events, conferences, coaching, all of those things. And it's way paid off, as you can see all the things I've been able to create. Because when I started, this was just me and one-on-one coaching. And I wasn't getting very far. And it was taking up a lot of my time. And then all I was doing was had one place for people to play with me. And this should be your higher price point item. This is like $1,000 a month to work with me. And, oops, not the retreat. And the group one is like $600 a month, right? So people that can't invest the $1,000 a month, $1,250 a month, then they go to the $600 a month, right? So I want you to see all of the things that you have an opportunity to do in 2018. And so I want you to map these things out. But I also want, a lot of times you can see this and go, okay, here's all the things I need to do. Now what? Well, let me just tell you. You need to take action. You need to get accountability. You need to have someone who's gone through this stuff, who's created these things, who has results in these things in order to get to point B. Stop hiding, thinking you can do it alone. Stop wondering how you can make it happen. You need someone that has the roadmap. And there's tons of great coaches out there. And some are very specific on different things. But I want you to find someone that has the results that you have. Like, that's why I go and I go to Brendan's events. He has an empire that I'm building. I'm building similar to his. Just, it looks different. But I want audiences of 1,200 at my events. That's what I want. So I go and learn from him. I spoke to his event team. I'm taking notes from all these people. I have somebody from Tony's event team to talk to this month. So I am gathering the resources I need and learning from the people that have the results I want, so that I can get to these places. Because if no one's ever done affiliates, how do you know how to do it unless you learn from somebody who's already done it and has made money doing it? You don't. And you can look it up and try, but you never know what's real and what's not, especially online. There's so many things you're like, well, I don't know if they actually have the results. They're teaching it, but does that mean they have the results? You need to find out. So I want you to know, I'm going to give you guys, Santa's here, ho, ho, ho. Maybe I should do that little thing. Where do you do Santa? Hold on, I'm going to do it. I love it. Oh, I smile. Oh, there's a Coke. I love that Coke has rain on that. Where's the, that's funny. Oh, look at me. Now I'm flying, Santa. That's hilarious. I love this. Oh, and it snows. That's so cute. So I'm going to give you an opportunity. Santa's here, and I'm giving 50% off of my VIP day. So normally to work with me on a VIP day is $3,500. Here's the thing I was thinking, was this. Most of you haven't mapped this stuff out. Most of you, even if you've mapped it out, don't know how to get to it. Most of you have struggled to get this stuff out of your head, or it's in your head just like this, and you don't know how to put it down. That's what I'm really good at. I'm good at taking all your downloads, all your chaos, and putting this together and then creating the roadmap. And then telling you which ones you should focus on first, which makes more sense, which makes you most money the fastest. Because for my clients, I never, ever want my clients to struggle to pay me, because that doesn't feel fun. That doesn't make a great coaching relationship. It's just not fun. So I always make sure I can make them the money that they need to be able to pay me. So if I said, you're making $3,000 a month, you want to hire me at one-on-one, so now you need to make $4,000 a month. So let's make you $4,000 a month, right? And so we come up with a plan specific to that first. And when we hit that, then we go to the next step and the next step until we get to that 10 grand. And we talk about how to market these things and how to do all of that and how to deliver it, all of that stuff. But I really want you to think about this. If you don't know how to get these results, you need someone. And even if it's me helping you map this out, that's what I want to be able to do. I love this stuff. This is big vision stuff. This is so much fun. I geek out over this stuff. So what I thought about last night was, after leaving my client's house, I was like, you know what? I need more people to go through this process, doing a review of the last year, looking at what they want for the following year, and really mapping it out. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm doing this online. Oops. So even if you're not here, we can do this over Zoom, because I can stand here and do this with you all day. But I'm going to make it $1,750. So I'm taking 50% off. And what I'm going to do is I'm offering payment plans. So there's a payment plan option as well. So I'm going to go, as soon as I'm done with this, because I didn't even set this up yet, but I'm going to put the link below so that you can look at this and find if this is the right thing for you. I think that this is important, valuable information to get done before January or within January, February, so that you're kicked, ready to go. And I have homework for you to get started on. It's a business plan, strategies for the next 4 quarters, and looking at all of these things and looking at how you can do this. So you would have homework first that I send to you. You'd send that back to me. Then we'd set up a call, or in person if you're in Seattle. We can sit down and do this kind of stuff. But when we also go into this, we also go into like who's your ideal market and all those things and where do we find them, so that we know how to then create a marketing plan. Because I can talk about all this all day, but if you make courses and don't know how to sell them, it doesn't really help you. If you have one-on-one coaching and you don't know how to sell them, it doesn't help. Hey, Tracy. I was thinking about you today, girl. We need to get together. I'm not going to be back till the 30th, but definitely want to get back together. So anyway, I want you to review last year. And I want you to look at all of this. And I want you to think, okay, what do I need to do for 2018? And let's make it big and then break it down into a map for you to follow. All right? So like I said, I just want to give. It's the giving season. And I really want to help more people be more successful and not just feel like this chaos in their brain. And that's what I really want to help more of you do. So I'm going to put the link down below as soon as I go to my computer and set it up. I haven't even done that yet. But I wanted to be able to come and offer you guys value for 2018. To do the review of 2017. See what worked, what didn't work. That's the other thing, is making sure you know what works and what doesn't work for you. And then set up your plan for 2018. So I'm super excited. This probably will be my last value video before the end of the year, because I will be flying out. I think we're doing Christmas early on Thursday, and then we fly out Friday. So we'll be in California enjoying the sun because it's raining and nasty here in Seattle. But I'd love to take more of you to the top of the mountain in your success in 2018. So let's get started. Mwah. Thanks, guys. Let me take this. Got the Santa thing on still.